So hello girls, now we will be moving on to your next topic in your business dynamics and entrepreneurship, that is module 4, introduction to entrepreneurship, and these are the topics we will be covering in this particular module. Okay, so to start off, we will start off with what is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, as we all know, it is a recent trending word which has come into existence, wherein this entrepreneurship is nothing but it is the willingness. Okay, look at the meaning. Entrepreneurship refers to the capacity and willingness to develop, organize, manage a business venture along with any of its risk in order to make a profit, wherein one particular individual will come up in order to he will have a risk taking behavior, and this particular individual has the willingness to develop, organize and manage a business venture. This particular person is known as entrepreneurship, and he will take up these particular things in order, and also he will manage the risk in order to maximize his profits, in order to make certain amount of profits. Okay, now there is definition of entrepreneurship also. So according to Peter Drucker, entrepreneurship is neither a science nor an art. Okay, it is neither a science nor an art, it is a practice. It has knowledge base. Knowledge in enterprise is a means to an end. Okay, the end largely defines indeed what constitutes knowledge in practice, that is by the practice. So basically knowledge is entrepreneurship is not art nor it is a science. Okay, it is knowledge based, it is completely depending on knowledge. Okay, entrepreneurship is a means to an end. Okay, it is not an end, but it is a want of wanting more, making profits, taking risks. Okay, basically it is wanting more. And entrepreneurship is a process wherein you're continuously practicing it with knowledge. Okay, now let's see the evolution of entrepreneurship. Now evolution of entrepreneurship is nothing but the history of entrepreneurship, and this is the evolution which you will have to refer to, and you will have to prepare a report on it. I mean, you will have to prepare a project on this particular topic, that is, you will have to write the particular topic into your blue books. Okay, I will tell you all in the later date. So basically it is talking about how the entrepreneurship started in the early Harappa period. Okay, how people used to do business in those days also. And this Harappa period is also called as Copper Age, and you also have various growth of entrepreneurship, that is retrospect and prospect. That is, you have your Indus Valley civilization, you have your earlier years, you have your Mayura era. Okay, you have your vast territory. All this is nothing going in deep, you just need to know what happened in this particular period and the dates. Okay, in case if the evolution of entrepreneurship is asked for you all. Then you have your vast territory, you have your Gupta era, you have your Middle Ages, Mughal age, Mughal era, colonial era, you have your colonial era 2, you have your major players of the era, colonial era 3, you have your after independence, and you have your entrepreneurship present era, and you also have your importance of innovation in entrepreneurship. See, entrepreneurship just does not mean you are going on with something or the other, right? Entrepreneurship means, suppose if I am an entrepreneur and I am into producing this particular pencil, there will be a lot of competitors along with me, but what makes me innovative and what makes me different is, in this particular pencil, suppose I am innovating in eraser on the top, or innovating in LED light or something which is making it even more catchy and attractive, which is granting me a lot of market share. Or I could a half pencil and half as a pen or something like that. I am continuously innovating in this particular product. So innovation is very important in terms of entrepreneurship, because there is a lot of competition out there. Okay, so this was with the innovation. Now next you have a need for entrepreneurship. Now why is there a need for entrepreneurship? Because prompting entrepreneurship is because, see, India is a country wherein 70% of the Indian income depends on the agriculture, right? And there is a lot of poverty line in India, though India is a developing country. Now it is impossible for any government to provide livelihood to each and every individual. So every individual has to search for their own qualities and talents, and they have to employ themselves, they have to establish their own businesses, and they need to come up in their own lives. So prompting entrepreneurship, that is, government will help you recognize what is your what Basically, it will help you identify what are your strengths, how you can what are your talents, what are your inner talents, how you can utilize these particular talents in order to sustain and survive in a particular country. Next is encouragement at attitudinal and social level. Okay, continuously at various government levels and various managerial levels, etc. If you are a very innovative person, you can go and participate in various events, and the government will recognize you and also give you certain amount of funds in order to start off your own businesses. Then encouragement at physical level. Encouragement at physical level is basically of two, that is entrepreneurship to thrive. That is, one is the provision of venture capital and other is bringing infrastructure rural support. For example, export processing zones which are performing extremely good. Okay, as I told you all earlier, also encouragement at physical level. That is physical level in the sense, if you are very creative, if you also have a business idea in mind, the government will encourage and support you in order to give you funds so that you establish your own business and you develop the infrastructure for your own business and carry out your own business. Okay, entrepreneurship in future. Entrepreneurship in future is basically how you're going to plan out your strategy, how you're going to execute, from where are you going to bring your resources, etc. Okay, next is your opportunities. Opportunities is nothing but education is a sector, okay, wherein you have a lot of opportunities to exploit it. You have your areas of health, you have your entrepreneurship activity, okay, you have your self-employed women, you have your Seva association, that is self-employed women, wherein all the women get together and they employ themselves and they carry out necessary businesses, right? Then you have your future perspective. Future perspective is wherein you're determining your technical innovation level. That is on the various factors as how you can even go about planning your business and how you can want change in the particular business. Next is your social and economic perspective and on entrepreneurship. Social and economic perspective is basically your levels of civilization, how now various people have developed their mindset. For example, Chumbak is a better example for a very good entrepreneur thing, because how he came up with his own patterns and how he developed everything, moving on with the economic trends and the social trends and all of that. That is wherein he involved a lot of creativity. Okay, suppose you see this pencil also, it is known as pencil, but you have a design on this. What is this? It is creativity. Okay, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be continuously innovating and you have to be creative in any of the thing that you are doing. Next, you have your characteristics of entrepreneurship. Your characteristics of entrepreneurship is innovation. As I told you all, innovation is the key. Okay, innovation is the key, wherein you need to continuously innovate your product so that you are well ahead of your competitors. Even if your competitors are copying, you should bring in an innovative product again and again into the particular market and grab a greater market share. Example, you have your iPhone. Okay, you have iPhone, you have OnePlus. Okay, wherein how they keep on removing and keep on coming up with new products, and they keep on innovating their existing products. That is, suppose OnePlus 8, OnePlus 8T. Okay, what is the difference? The difference is in the design, the difference is in the camera, the difference is in the inside storage. Whatever it is in the software and everything. They continuously innovate. So, what is innovation? It could be your new products, it could be new methods of production, it could be new markets where you are entering into new markets. Okay, new sources of raw material or new forms of organization. So next one is motivation. Motivation is something that is the most important factor. That is motivation is basically each and every individual should be continuously motivated if they want to become a very good entrepreneur. Okay, whatever their help is, I help them identify what is their strength, help them identify what is their weakness, help them set their goals, help them achieve those goals, help them to identify from where you can generate their capital. Okay, how they can establish themselves. Okay, continuously motivating them depending on luck. Next is risk taking. An entrepreneur should always have a risk taking behavior based on which he will tend to earn huge amount of profits in the near future. At the starting stages, you have to take certain amount of risk if you want to establish yourself. Next is organization building. Organization building is nothing but how you are taking up a particular responsibility, how you are coming up with a particular idea, how you are generating that particular idea, and how you are converting this particular idea into a business, and you are becoming an entrepreneur for that particular business. How you are going to become a good leader, how you can go become a good administrator, how you are going to administer your business, and how you are going to bring in people and employ for your particular business. Okay, next is managerial skills and leadership. Managerial skills and leadership is nothing but these these are the most important factors. Okay, an entrepreneur should have necessary leadership skills as well as managing skills. Okay, if he does not know how to manage a business and if he does not have a proper leadership skill, then he will not be able to become a good entrepreneur, neither will he be able to manage his particular business. So these were the characteristics of entrepreneurship. Okay, next is your nature of entrepreneurship. I would like that you all read this particular topic, that is the nature of entrepreneurship. Now in this you have your interest and vision. Firstly, you have to see whether you have the interest to be an entrepreneur, and you need to set a particular vision and mission. Okay, I think okay, without a vision and mission, you will not be able to achieve anything. Only on basis of your vision and your mission, suppose it could be your profit making, or it could be achieving growth, or anything as such, it could be your vision. Okay, you will have to set goals and you will have to achieve these particular goals wherein in your day-to-day functioning of your business. Next is you have your skill. Skill is nothing but you need to have applicable skills. Okay, for example, if you want to start a business that creates mobile games, okay, now you have a lot of games, like you have PUBG and everything that is started by a particular individual, right? So if you want to start a particular business that create mobile game, then you should have specialized knowledge in the mobile technology, and you should also know what is the latest trends in the gaming industry, what is the design, what is the mobile app, okay, what is the name that you need to give for that mobile game, marketing program, etc. These are the skills you require. Next is the investment. Suppose if you are taking this particular instance only into consideration, investment will be initially high at a particular stage, in the starting stage, but as the company moves on from the introduction, growth, decline stage, then your cost comes down and your profit maximizes. Okay, your investment initially will be a little high. Okay, and you cannot initially when you invest, you cannot expect for a high amount of profits. You will have to wait for certain amount of time after investing that you will generate profits, but in a slow pace. Okay, next is your organization and delegation. How you are going to organize. It is a complete one-man show. One particular person is organizing the business and one particular person is establishing the business. Okay, now how this particular individual is going to organize the business, it could be your organization structure, how you're going to structure, who are the people you want to work for you. Okay, what is the qualification you require, how are you going to hire those people, how are you going to hire the right person for the right job, how are you going to provide for your salary, etc. will come under organization and delegation. Next is risk and reward. Risk and reward, there is in terms of entrepreneurship, it requires risk. Okay, no entrepreneur can go in saying that they do not have any risk. Every entrepreneur's life is regarded with certain amount of risk, but along with this risk comes rewards. Okay, how effectively you're going to handle this risk, how effectively you're going to manage your business, establish your business, based on which you will generate certain amount of rewards. Your rewards could be in your monetary forms or it could be in your non-monetary forms also. Next, you have your various factors influencing entrepreneurship. Now, you do not have to take into consideration all of these topics because it is not given in your syllabus here, but just for your general knowledge and general term, for you all to understand this particular topic effectively, I am brushing up with these particular topics. Okay, now what are the factors influencing the entrepreneurship? You have your various economic factors, you have your social, psychological and political factors. All these are very important for you. Whatever I've been teaching you all is very important for you all to write your answers. If you do not know the basic concepts of what is entrepreneur, what is entrepreneurship, suppose if all of this is asked in exam, then you might not be able to answer it. So it's better on a safer side, even if it is not given in your syllabus. These are very important topics. I would want you all to study these topics. Okay, it is economic factor. Economic factor is what? Something related to the economy. Okay, your economic factors could be your capital. Capital is one such factor wherein you will not know from where you have to bring your land, labor, machinery. Okay, your capital, you do not know from where you have to do it. So this is one of the factors to establish an enterprise. Next is labor. Labor is basically because of the labor cost which increases, whether it is a skilled labor you require, unskilled labor you require, okay, or semi-skilled labor you require, and what is the cost for bringing that particular labor again is one of the factors. Okay, cheap labor might be available, cheap labor might not be available depending on the kind of business and work you want to do. Next is your raw materials, the cost of procuring raw materials, whether it is land, labor, machinery, okay, whatever raw material it is, how you want to storage of the raw material, purchase of the raw material. Okay, All of this again is one of the factors. Next is your market is again a major factor because of the market share, how whether it is a monopolistic market, whether it is a duopoly market, okay, whether it is an oligopoly market, what kind of market is prevailing, and how you can achieve your greater market share is another factor which influences the economic factor. Okay, next you have your social factor. Next is your social factor. Now, in your social factor, you have your caste factor. Caste is basically your, whether it is basically you have your Hindu family system. Okay, you have your Brahma, you have your Kshatriyas, etc. Okay, based on your caste, also there are various practices in the society for various businesses that you can establish. So these are the caste also caste your. So your caste is one of the factors, that is religion, your caste, your creed, etc. Next is your family background. From what kind of family background are you coming? You're coming from a low income status family, middle income status family, high income status family. Suppose if you're coming from a low income family, then you will have to establish for everything by yourself. That is, there will be no one to support you for your capital. There will be so you will have to work on how you will generate the capital, how you are going to establish yourself by yourself. Okay. Next is education. What kind of education have you got? Okay, whether you will be able to carry out the entrepreneurship activity in a very effective way. What are the values that you will develop? That is your entrepreneur values. Now, how will you face your day-to-day problems, and everything comes along with your education. Next is your attitude of the society. At times, the society might accept you for the kind of business you're doing. At times, the society might continuously taunt you. So you need to make sure that you have the courage to bring in with innovations, novelties. Okay, you need to have the courage of your rewards, your profits, and how effectively you will grow in the organizational society. Next, you have your cultural values. Your cultural values, how you are going to bring in these cultural values into your organization. Okay, how you're going to manage different people belonging to different religions, norms, values, okay, cultures, caste, creed, etc., and bring in into picture. Okay, how are you going to manage all of these, and how are you going to take into consideration this particular factor? Next, you have your psychological factor. Psychological factor is again psychological factor is something to do with the mind. Okay, that is the need achievement. That is, everyone would want to achieve something, right? That is the need that they want to do. They want to reach to a higher status. They want their businesses to work. They want their entrepreneurship business to go into a higher level. Okay, so that is the need factor. Okay, this is the need for achievement factor. This is the one of the factor. Okay, next you have your withdrawal of status or respect. Now, withdrawal of status or respect is nothing but withdrawal of status. Status is what? Status is something which grants you prestige, which grants you recognition, which grants you respect based on whatever status or whatever position you are in. Based on that, you people will know you, and people will respect you for your particular position. Now, withdrawal of status or respect is nothing but you again have a certain different personality types in this. That is retreatist. That is basically this kind of personality trait tends to work for the society to remain different to his work and position. Then you have your ritualist. Okay, ritualist is basically he who adopts a kind of defensive behavior and acts in a way accepted and approved by the society, but has no hopes of improving his position. He wants to work for the betterment of the society and wants to be accepted by the society. Reformist is basically a person who performs a rebellion and attempts to establish a new society. Okay, then innovator is basically who is an individual who is creating who is likely to wanting to be an entrepreneur and wants to be creative and very innovative. Next, you have motives. Motives are nothing but what is the motive, whether it is motive is to achieve profits, motive is to achieve the goals. What are your kind of motives in a particular organization's behavior? That is, it could be motive by three kind of entrepreneurs. Could be your managing entrepreneurs whose chief motive is security could be one of the motive. Okay, who's interested only in excitement. Innovative entrepreneur who's continuously innovating and he's excited. Okay, controlling entrepreneur wants motive is power and authority. Okay, Rosto has examined in gradational changes. That is, he's examined these kind of three motives that are usually found out in the entrepreneurs. Next is your political factors. Political factors is nothing but your change in your rules, regulations. Okay, change in the government, change in the political parties, etc. could also create a lot of chaos to your particular business. It could be change in the taxation policy, change in the various policies, that is your tax, your interest rates, etc. Your political factor could also be one such factor to your entrepreneurial business. Then you have your role of entrepreneurs in the economic development. I would want you all to read the above paragraph. Then you will have capital formation. Capital formation is basically how the entrepreneurs are going to come up and develop their own capital. They could raise capital from public, they could go from the public, or they could have their own capital sources. Okay, then next you have your improvement per capita, that is they contribute towards the GDP of the country. Okay, they contribute, that is they hire land, labor, capital, etc., and they contribute towards the national income, that is the national per capita income of the country, and they help in creating employment opportunities. Then improvement in living standards. When the entrepreneurs is setting up the particular business, they tend to create employment opportunities for the people. So when the people are going and employing themselves in these particular businesses, they are it is a means of providing salary to these people, and through which the people's standard of living increases or enhances. Next is economic independence. Through entrepreneurship, economic independence is granted to a particular individual, wherein the individual can support themselves and their families. Okay, where they can. Then next one is backward and forward linkages. That is backward and forward linkages is example, that is the establishment of steel plant which generates several ancillary units and expand the demand for iron ore, coal, etc. The backward linkages by increasing the supply of steel plant, etc. That is entrepreneurs is creating an atmosphere wherein they can employ themselves. They are creating of generating employment opportunities for individuals through by establishing various units. Okay, next you have generation of employment. Generation of employment is nothing but how you are creating employment opportunities to the people, whether it could be skilled labor, unskilled labor, semi-skilled labor, etc. Then harnessing locally available resources, that is utilizing your resources, whatever is available, in order to generate your particular products for the product, or in order to come up with your own services. Next, you have your balanced regional growth. Balanced regional growth is nothing but how you are promoting your industry, how you are balancing your industry between your income and wealth, and how you are starting off your industrial standard. Okay, next is reducing unrest and social tension among the youth. Okay, that is because by creating employment opportunities, that is the right person for the right job, and also you are creating career opportunities. Okay, self-employment opportunities, and through entrepreneurship, each and every individual can be an entrepreneur, providing that he has to recognize his skills as to what he's good at. Suppose if a person is good at making artificial flowers can also be a particular business. The person can go about creating this particular flowers and start selling this flowers, and himself he will be an entrepreneur, right? Okay, next is your innovations in enterprise. Innovation in enterprise is continuously innovate your entrepreneurship skills and and your enterprise, that is your organization structure, or be it your growth, be it your firm, how you are continuously innovating in order to grab a greater market share. Then you have your entrepreneurs. Okay, introduction to the entrepreneur. Now, the word entrepreneur is derived from the French word entreprendre, which means to initiate or to undertake. Okay, this is very important how the derivation has come into existence. Okay, according to which you have various aspects of entrepreneur. Okay, I would want you all to read these particular topics. Now, the meaning and definition of entrepreneur. Meaning of entrepreneur. Now, who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is basically a person who is always in search for a change, responds to it. Okay, he is wanting a change, he is responding to it, and he is exploiting. Exploiting means he is taking charge of that particular opportunity. Okay, exploits an opportunity. Innovation is a specific tool of entrepreneurs, the means by which they exploit change as opportunity for different business and services. They want to continuously they go in search of opportunities. They see a change, they use that particular opportunity, and they would want to establish their own business or service. That is entrepreneur. Now you have various definitions of entrepreneur. Okay, now entrepreneur, according to Gil Braith, entrepreneur must accept the challenge, and he should be willing hard to achieve something. Okay, he should be willing hard to achieve something. Entrepreneur is basically a person who is up for anything. He is ready to take up any challenge, and he wants to achieve something in his life. Okay, now enterprise is not in your syllabus. so will not be taken into consideration. Entrepreneur and enterprise is also not required. Next, you will have the characteristics of entrepreneurship. The reasons for the growth is just read through topic, just for your reference, just remember the points and just read through that particular topic. Okay, the characteristics of entrepreneurs is, firstly, you have to be disciplined because you want to achieve your goals. You have your own principles, you have your goals. Now successful entrepreneurs are disciplined in each and every step of their life as to how they have to achieve their objectives in their planning, organizing, development, etc. Next is confidence. Confidence is, if an entrepreneur is not confident, then they will not be able to achieve anything. So confidence is the most important characteristics of an individual entrepreneur. Next is desire to excel. Entrepreneur must always have this burning fire within him that he wants to achieve something, he wants to use that opportunity, and he wants to continuously excel, he wants to move forward, he wants to get higher positions for him. Okay, next is you have your hard work. Hard work is basically continuously working hard. Nothing can be achieved without hard work, right? So entrepreneur must possess a level of determination and willingness to work hard and achieve your task and overcome problems in their lives. Okay, after which you have your self-confidence. Self-confidence is basically, now self-confidence is a trait that if you are confident within yourself, then it is able for you to achieve any desired objectives. Okay, no one can put you down easily. You will be knowing that what is your capacity and how effective and how good you are in order to achieve something in life. Self-confidence is very important. Next is initiative. Initiative is basically, an entrepreneur must always take initiative to take up a responsibility, and he should be responsible for his own actions to achieve a greater objective in his life. Moderate risk taker. Now entrepreneur should be a moderate risk taker. He should not be scared of taking risk. Okay, now the successful entrepreneurs are not someone who are high risk takers. They are not even gamblers. Okay, they work between the high risk and the low risk. They want to take moderate risk, that is a risk which is medium, that is the risk which they can bear. Okay, that they can entrepreneurs are not someone who take high or low. They take medium sort of risk. Okay, that is moderate risk. Next is innovative. The entrepreneur must be continuously innovative, and he must continuously innovate his product and services in order to achieve a greater market share, and he should make sure that he is his enterprise is coming into existence and granting recognition. Okay, because of his continuous innovation. Next is your motivation. Motivation is nothing but entrepreneurs should have strong motivation towards the achievement of a particular task and to get the things done. Okay, entrepreneurs must he must have the management activity wherein it is an art of getting things done through others. Okay, then then the entrepreneur should be optimistic. Optimistic is basically because he should not believe in the success or the failure of a business. He should be very optimistic. Suppose if the business is going through any sort of problem, he should be very positive. He should have a very positive behavior, saying that it is only for a matter of time, but with time the things will become better. Okay, he should not get scared of the losses or the amount of risk taking behavior. He should be very optimistic and he should be very positive in life.